Morning everybody, it's about 10 o'clock on a Wednesday at the beginning of May. It's about 16 degrees, blue skies with some high broken white clouds, and I'm having a walk through a mixed woodland. There's big stands of pine but broken up by broadleaf British trees. It used to be all pine forest. It's part of Forestry England, but I think they've got a long-term plan to return it to a more natural British woodland. So as they clear big areas, there's one just around me now, they've cleared vast areas of pine trees, and for any sort of saplings of broadleaf trees that were there, they've left. And it's lovely. Instead of that dark, acidic wasteland that you get in pine forests, there's this more natural, dappled light that's getting through to the forest floor. And in fact, here on the right now is a large area with just a few pine trees left and many saplings that they've planted. The path is broad. Guess it has to be to get machinery down every 20 years or so. And very dry, as seems to be everywhere I go. We've had no rain, I've no idea, maybe January, February. We get occasional overnight showers. The ground's wet when you get up. But I was reading an article last night, said there's reservoirs are 94% full. I don't think they're going to be for too much longer. Now I've got the dog with me. It's the first time she's been in this part of the wood, so it's all very exciting for her. Just cutting through the trees here to the outskirts of the woodland. There's a path and there's some pools. I don't think they're not natural. I think they're being created as part of the land management. We're actually on the Vale of York, so historically the whole area would have flooded when the River Oaks flooded. This is lovely though. Just gone off the main track onto a little path, all brown with bark and broken sticks and leaves. And there's the first ferns coming through, and bluebells. A lot of silver birch in here. I guess this must have been cleared at some stage. And the silver birch has filled the void as it tends to do. I'm just going out of the wood now. There's some pools at the side of the fields. Oh wow. It's a family of geese, 2, 4, 6, 8 adults, and about 20 little chicks all ran from the field when the sowers into the water. Not going to go any further because they can be a bit aggressive can geese. I've left the woods now. I'm walking along the eastern edge. So I've got the woodland and the birdsong and the bluebells and the hawthorn to my left, and to my right I can see quite a long way, maybe a mile or so, long hedgerows, flat fields, freshly planted. This one looks like it's got cabbages or something in it. Beyond that, in the distance, I can see the yellow of the rapeseed. Not sure if you'll notice a difference. I started off with my actual handheld digital recorder that picks up the birdsong really well. I haven't used it for ages. Looks like the batteries are flat. So I'm not sure how much of the first part of my walk you've got. But I've transferred to my phone. Come on. I used to come here all the time. I would carry on up there, but it's actually quite overgrown. So after about 200 yards, there's a path taking us back into the woods. It is lovely though. Probably nicer in the woods actually. Little bit of shade. Just in a bit of the woods that I was talking about earlier, it's very thick pine, and you can see nothing really. Trees are about 3 feet apart, and the forest floor is a little bit of bluebells and ferns near the edges, but very dark. All catkins on the floor here, like little balls of cotton wool as they've been trodden on. This is where we would have come back into the woods. There's a path coming in from the edge. If I'd have just come a little bit further, I haven't been up here for ages. I used to come this way all the time. This way, Callie. This way. On a morning, 5 o'clock. I've kind of got out of that habit. Maybe I should get back into it. And here there's wild garlic in huge white swathes mixing with the bluebells. The bluebells here are as far as you can see. As I say, interspersed with white stripes, broad white stripes. Not going far today because I've got a lot to do at home. Go on down if you want. Go on. There's a dike, a ditch here, part of the drainage systems. It's the first time she's seen it. It's empty. This way. Come on. It's usually about 6 foot deep of water. It's about 2 inches deep. So basically here the path goes right round the woodland, round the complete edge, basically. So if you can imagine a big circle, and I was walking with my right hand to the outside and my left hand to the inside. But and these ditches, they crisscross the woods. So this ditch, as I say, it's about 6-8 feet deep. This goes all the way back to where I've parked my car. Oh, you can smell the garlic. Those little white crowns bursting with scent, and I'm sure with flavour. And around us, all around us, newly planted trees, semi-mature. Not a lot of very, very little mature woodland. This woodland was clear felled in World War One. It's massive, really. Belonged to the bishops of York, I think, for about 1,000 years. And I was reading its history, and so it would have been an ancient woodland, I'm sure. But the entire woodland, could you imagine, was cleared for the war effort in World War One. So they replanted it with pines, and then in more recent years they're, as I say, working on returning it to a more natural kind of a woodland. 100 years from now, it'll be a lovely place. Well, it's a lovely place now, but it'll be, can only get better, that's what I meant to say. 2 ducks just taken off, herders coming. Go on. I forget that everything's new to this dog. She didn't go out of the house barely for the first 15 months of her life, and although we've had her a year and she's done a lot, I keep forgetting that there are still things, places, times of day, seasons, things like that. And today this is the first time we've really been, because we are actually sort of deep in the wood now. If you listen, you can't hear the cars. You'll hear trains. There's a train line about a mile or so away. You'll hear planes, but no cars. This is where I used to stop and sit at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was incredible in the summer. And so all I can hear is the birds and distant plane. But Carly, she's so alert. Head's rocking from side to side, ears are twitching. She looks, if she wasn't on the long training lead that I've got her on, she looks as if she'd be off. We'll come here again, Carly, one morning, 5 o'clock in June, eh? I do. So the wild garlic here seems to have superseded the bluebells. I'm just looking into the sun, The sun streaming down through the trees. There's a broken down tree. It would have been quite mature, maybe 50, 100 years old. Seems to have come down in the storm. And you can barely see its trunk as it's being swallowed up by the garlic. I know I'm making a kind of a nature podcast in the middle of a fairly successful run of like city walks podcasts on my YouTube channel goes against all the advice you get on YouTube. But to keep reminding myself, I do it for other people if other people enjoy what I do. But the whole point of this is to provide memories for me, maybe my family, maybe my friends, who knows. And this is what I did first of all, and this is what I do enjoy actually, because it's a lot easier when you've got a dog with you. You can actually enjoy the walk. All you've got to think about is the dog and talking. Whereas making movies with a young dog in tow isn't always the easiest thing in the world. I've forgotten how beautiful this woodland is. If you can imagine, there are tall broadleaf trees here, maybe 50 years old, and then everything in between, some saplings off to my right that are 10 years old, some 20, 30 year old trees. The sun now streaming the green canopy, beautiful green in the sun. The ditch to my right with the wild garlic going right down to where the water's edge would have been a month or two back. And very still today, no wind. And I'll say there's no rain on the forecast whatsoever. So we're just reaching a main track that would be used by the machinery, and we'll cross it and plunge straight back into the woodland. There's a metal pipe about 3 feet across going under the track, little concrete bridge. Come on. So we cross sides, and now the ditch is on our left hand side. And from recollection, the path here isn't as easy. It's a bit more overgrown. And still actually muddy in places, damp and squishy. Go on, Callie. So it must have been very wet. Imagine this path is it's basically long grass and flag irises that are just coming through. And you just have to pick your way carefully. I first started recording sound as a way to take my mind off all the problems of the world. All I seem to have done for about 3 or 4 days is, well, other people have been ranting about everything, and you just get tied up in it, don't you? And there's nothing you can do to change things except vote and let people know what your position is. But everybody seems to be wanting to rant. I was following a YouTube channel the other day, and it's one I've followed for quite a long time, and he said, oh, I've had a lot of comments or something, and he said, somebody asked me what I would do if I was Prime Minister for 24 hours. And it wasn't, I don't know, it was political, and it was political aimed at pleasing, maybe that's what he believed. Cynically, I think it was political based at, to cause controversy on his channel and probably please his fan base. And the long leads got tangled. So yeah, YouTube's about getting out. Come on, Carly, you know where. Getting out in the fresh air and come on. The grass has got really long here. And what I've discovered just in the last few days about her, come here, yeah, is she doesn't really like, she doesn't really like very long grass. I don't know why. All she's got to do, she weighs nearly 30 kilos. All she's got to do is barge through it. Ah, this path's really got overgrown. I used to come here all the time, but there's flag irises covering the path about 20 yards wide. Oh well, she's headed off. She's finding her way through. This way. That way, the way you were going. That way. Come on, Carly. Oh. That way. Get back to you in a few minutes, guys. Yeah, it was just to say that confrontation and politics and aggression seems to be everywhere. Even on what I thought was a entertaining YouTube channel. So this is my escape. Walking with my dog and talking and chilling. Making the very best of my life, because that's maybe something I haven't always done. So go on, it's a better path now. It's like grass mixed with ferns, mixed with wildflowers, and there is a path here somewhere. Oh, it's gorgeous. I'll take a photograph here and use it as the screenshot so you know what it looks like if my description is inadequate. Come on, Carly. I think these are also useful for me because the YouTube train sometimes starts to run away It's very easy to get this drawn into, oh, I've had a few new subscribers this week, I better keep making videos, it's like all social media. I think it's just that dopamine rush, and it forces you to keep going. And I can't always, I haven't made a proper video now for about 3 weeks. Well, lots of opportunities in the summer and coming up, but not recently. And that makes you, because you're wired into this dopamine rush and making more videos. Go on, dog. It makes you fed up then. Yeah, so you end up feeling fed up, and that's not what it's about. So I think these are great. Go on. To just get out and just chill in nature. No pressure. So we're heading back to the car park now, but the main path is just through the trees on our right. But again, by following this dike, just keeps you away from the busy part. Crossing the dike, the ditch again now. Another metal tube, another concrete tube going under the path, and we're back on the ditch on our right this time. Go on then, go on in. Go on. What hurts you? Carly? Go on. I used to have a Labrador. Had her through lockdown. Got when she was 5. Had her till she was about 11. She got cancer. It was very sad in the end. Come on, this way. Come on. And this dog hasn't quite got it. She used to run for miles through these ditches. She got in one and she'd just walk along them. This one, she doesn't quite get it. She goes so far and pops back out. As you can probably tell, we're getting back towards the road now. The ditch takes a sharp left-hand bend here, and the wood again has got thick and dark, not with conifers but with trees that have never been thinned, trees that were maybe planted 30 years ago and they've not been thinned out. Come on. So it's quite dark. But thanks for joining us. I'm going to make an effort to try and start making these podcasts again. I know they're not as popular as the videos, but I'm not on YouTube to be. popular. I'm on YouTube to make memories and share experiences. But let me know what you think, and there'll be lots of videos, lots of exciting videos coming up soon. Got a trip planned in the summer and one in a few weeks' time. So and I won't have the dog with me on either of those occasions. There's that soft light, you get at this time of the year. Everything's so lush and green and vibrant, and when you look in the light that's streaming down, you can see all the insects flying, and it kind of looks like even there's a little bit of mist, but there isn't. I think it's just the effects of being in the woodland. But anyway, thanks for listening if you have listened to me ramble on, and I'll see you next time.